Welcome, guys, to the Meet Damien live stream. I am Damien. In today's stream, we're talking about Bitcoin like we normally do, as we always do. Catching a pretty steep drop here. I'm on the 5-minute chart. Let me try to zoom back out here. We'll go into the daily chart. We'll break things down from the long-term time frames here, and then maybe we'll go into a deep dive into the smaller time frames here. But Bitcoin looks like it's on its way down. How far down does it want to go? We'll try to figure that out here on the live stream here. I did title in my TikTok, is it possible for Bitcoin to go down to 52K? That is an area that we could drop if we lose 60K. I have highlighted that area on the chart here only because we have seen Bitcoin trade at 52K here back in February of 2024. I'm thinking that could be the next level for us to get some support for Bitcoin if we lose 60K. Right now we're trading at 65,800, so it's not completely game over for Bitcoin. Let me get back into the recent price action here, but it's not completely game over for Bitcoin. We do have a level below 65k, which could give us support, and that's the 63k area, which has acted as support in early February of this year, February 28th. We haven't stayed at 63k for too long. We haven't even closed the day at 63k. We have candlewick lows that took us down to like 62k, 62,500 here, and $63,000 here in February. But we get the bulls showing up to the party and trying to push the price back up whenever we do that. So I think if you're interested in a long that might play out pretty well, you could try to take a long at 63k if we come down into that area, and see if Bitcoin makes, you know, I mean, it would be, we thought we were making higher lows here, but Bitcoin is kind of like destroying that narrative here. But even if we did drop down to 63k or a little bit higher than that, like 64k, it would still be higher than this candlewick low here at 63k. So, you know, if we came down to like 63,200 or 63,500 or 64k, it would be technically a higher low than what we had back here in the end of February here. And that would just frustrate the crap out of the bears who are trying to push the price down. I think if you're already in a short on Bitcoin and you're trying to play this to the downside, I would try to take some profit at $63,000 or 63,200 is what I got highlighted here. And don't be too greedy. Don't forget to take some profit on your shorts if you're playing out and you're in profit. I'm currently not shorting Bitcoin right now. I'm actually trying to see if I can scoop up the low for today. Because if this ends up being, you know, as low as we go, you know, we saw Bitcoin go down to 65,600 earlier this morning, then I might be able to capture the lowest price that we're going to get, and we still might be able to make a higher low than what we did, you know, back here in March, early March. Let's see, back here in early March, we came down to 65,618, and today we went down to 65,656, so technically still a higher low. It's like really pushing it. It's really taking it to the edge, okay? But technically still a higher low than what we did here on March 8th. And some might even qualify this as possibly a double bottom if we do launch up to higher prices here. Now, I don't know what could cause us to go to higher prices. You know, it seems like Donald Trump and the Trump administration keeps pulling a rabbit out of the hat. And they'll say something like, oh, we're extending our pause on attack in Iran, all right, or we're considering a ceasefire, and Iran is seriously considering it as well. Even though I don't know if Iran is actually, I don't know how they can speak on behalf of the Iranian regime and tell us what they're thinking without actually getting it on camera or anything like that. But they could pull a rabbit out of their hat, even if some people might call it, you know, a lie or BS, okay. And we could still do a Uno reverse, and Trump could come and save the markets by saying, you know what, we're going to hold off on striking, you know, Iran at this time, okay? And that could be all we need to see a Uno reverse here and get back up to higher prices here for Bitcoin. So, you know, I'm playing that. If we're able to climb out of this area, I would like to benefit from that. And my take profit, I actually was looking at the 5-minute time frame earlier. Let's look at the 5-minute time frame real quick here. 5-minute time frame. Take profit. I'm targeting the moving averages on the 5-minute time frame. I got the 50, which is my green line here, the 100 moving average, which is the blue line, and the 200 moving average, which is the red line. I'm taking profit on this long that I entered. I actually entered right at this price that we're at right now. So I'm near break even. But I am trying to take profit. For my first take profit target is this 50 moving average sitting at 66,800. I think I had it at 66,900 was what I saw about an hour ago. So I have my take profit at 66,900, and then second take profit is going to be 68k, which would put us above this 200 moving average on the red line. But I think I was looking at the 15-minute time frame to get my take profit. Yeah, 68k seems to be like right where that 50 moving average is sitting at, right? That on the 50-minute time frame, that green line right there. 68k is where I think Bitcoin could climb up and get rejected. or get a reaction off of that area. So, you know, I'm longing down here, but I'm trying to take profit here. And I'm also trying to take a little bit of profit, not be too greedy, at like 66,900. Those are my take profit targets as of now for Bitcoin. And I'll try to show you guys where I'm trading. I'm trading on MEXC Exchange, which is one of my favorite exchanges to trade on. If this thing loads up here. Okay, but you can see, like, I recently got into this Bitcoin long this morning. It's a 25x long on Bitcoin. 65,095 is where I got in at. We're kind of close to my break even here at 56K. And I'm only up a little bit here. Got $106 of margin that I'm playing with here on MEXC. And there you go. There's my targets there. You can see on the chart, if I go scroll back up here, I do have take profit at 68K. And then I got a long. I would like to close some of my long at 66,900. And the stop loss is right near the lows for today. You know, if we get down to like 65,600, I want out, because I think you know, we might be heading down to lower prices if we can't sustain this potential, you know, daily low that we got right here at 65,600. Okay. So anyways, looking back at the my take profit stop loss, if I was to take profit at 68K and not actually partially close my position, I would be up about 80 bucks on that $100 of margins that I got. I'd be up about 76% with this 25x long here. And if I get stopped out, I would only lose about $15.80 here, be down about 14.9%. Okay. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm also in a long on oil, which I'm doing with Coinbase Exchange. I don't have that fired up here right now, but I think we'll stick to just looking at MEXC and going back to the charts here on TradingView for now, okay? Because I do want to stick to talking about Bitcoin as much as I can, but we can talk about oil if that's what you guys want to talk about here. And let me see what you guys are saying in the chat so far. We got some guys showing up here on TikTok. Ben put a chart showing that Bitcoin's going down here. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah. So those are my thoughts there on Bitcoin. Downside targets and just temporary upside targets here. You know, I'm just trying to target, see if we get a bounce, you know, oversold bounce back up to like 68K. If possible, and then maybe we roll over again and drop down, or we could get a bounce up to 67K and then do a rollover and come down. And that's why I'm taking partial profit if I can over at 66,800, which is just shy of 67K. Okay, just taking a little bit of partial profit in that area, just using the moving average strategy that I got, you know, with the 21 EMA, the 50, the 100, and the 200 moving averages. Off of the 5-minute time frame here. I'm just trying to play those moving averages right now. Another reason why I decided to initiate a long here on Bitcoin, I did see some bullish divergence showing up on the chart here. If I could just show you the RSI real quick here. But let me just close that and close that. So you just see focus here on the red line here. You can see that we have been coming down here on the price, you know, making lower lows here on the price. We might even make another lower low here. However, if you look at the RSI here, we are making, well, we had the low here early this morning on the RSI, got as low as, how low did we get? As low as like 14 on the RSI, and then we made another higher low here on the RSI at 25.95, and right now the RSI is at 39. Okay, so buyers are stepping in and interested in buying Bitcoin at 65K, 66K, somewhere in this area here. So I am one of those buyers. I am interested in buying Bitcoin and long in Bitcoin at this level, just to see if we get an oversold bounce for now. It's not like a long-term thing. I'm not trying to swing trade it or long-term invest here. I'm just trying to play an oversold bounce, see if, you know, if Bitcoin's going to bounce here, get back up to like 67, 68K, and then who knows, maybe I might enter a short if I see that, you know, Bitcoin jumps back to 68K. But let's see, we got Edible Zombie in the chat here. Says, good day, sir. I need XRP to go to $1.13 so you can lower your average. Thoughts on XRP? We can take a look at XRP. Thank you for putting in the request there. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP. see how XRP is doing. So I mean, I don't know if you want to look at the small time frames. We'll probably go into the daily time frame first, and then we can look at the smaller time frames here for XRP. But XRP currently trading at $1.33, and you want to see it go down to $1.13. I think I highlighted below that we could see $1.11 here for XRP. And right now XRP's just been trading sideways and being kind of boring, even boring than the other cryptocurrencies out there. Very stable. XRP is kind of acting just like it did before we had the bull run in 2024 and 2025. XRP acted like a stable coin back in like 2023, and I think XRP is doing the same thing here, just acting like a stable coin for now. But you are targeting $1.13, which would, here on Coinbase Exchange, this is data coming from Coinbase Exchange, we did see XRP get as low as like $1.11, almost $1.12 here. Yeah, $1.12, $1.11 here. On Friday, February 6th, and then also $1.13.5 back here on February 5th here. So I can see why you're targeting $1.13. Why not? Be greedy with trying to get in at a lower price here on XRP if you can. But then where would you put your stop loss? I mean, if we break through $1.11, on the chart here, we could head down to 69 cents or even head down to like 53 cents. Okay, which could be better entries for your long on XRP if that's what you're trying to do here. Okay, I mean, it does make sense to wait for $1.11. I would try to do that. And the reason why we have $1.11 highlighted here in 69 cents is because if you just look left, right? They say look left. $1.11 is where XRP was trading at right before. I'm sorry, $1.11 was where XRP was trading at right after Donald Trump got elected in November of 2024. You see, we had the initial pump up in the beginning of November when Donald Trump got elected, because that meant that regulations were going to be a little bit more kinder. We're going to get a new SEC chairman, and that sent the XRP price up exponentially after Donald Trump got elected. But we did trade sideways during the middle of November here at $1.11, and that's why we have this highlighted here on the chart as a possible support zone if XRP does come down to $1.11. We already seen it do that, act as support at $1.11 earlier this month. But if we lose $1.11, then the next support area that I looked at, 69 cents, we kind of like did a little bit of sideways trading action here in the middle of November there. Okay. And I think, yeah, it acted as kind of like a top here back here in March of 2024. We had another top here in December of 2023. So 69 cents does show up on the charts here. And it's just a fun number. If you know what 69 means, then you know like that. I feel like traders will try to put their buy limit orders in at 69 cents. Why not for XRP? And maybe you could do that as well if that's what you're interested in doing, is long in XRP at lower price. But 53 cents is also a target here to the downside, where XRP traded at for the most part all throughout the majority of 2024, right before Donald Trump got elected and started his second term here. We were trading at 53 cents for the most part, acting as support and resistance all throughout like 2023 and 2024 here. So I think 53 cents is your ultimate target for XRP if you're trying to get some cheaper XRP. That's about almost like a 50-60% drop from where we are right now. Let me go ahead and just measure it out here real quick. If you were patient enough to wait for that, if you're lucky enough to get XRP at 53 cents, it's about a 60% drop from where we are right now. That'd be very brutal. I'm not sure what would cause that to happen. I think things would have to get a lot more worse with the geopolitical events in the Middle East. But maybe that would be the reason why XRP would drop down to 53 cents, is because of what's going on in the Middle East. All right, let's see. We got what in the chat here. What says your current fib for XRP shows $1.23 is the next stop, and then 72 cents. Okay, but where were you drawing your fib at, and what time frame? I think what we could do is we could draw a fib from here to here, and we could get the targets to the downside for maybe like a Fibonacci extension to the downside. Let me go ahead and try to draw that real quick. See what we get here. So we went down to like $1.32 March 8th, okay. And measuring to the top here at $1.60 is what we did here on March 17th. And okay, I see a 1272 fib extension at $1.24. That's where you got your $1.23 from. But that's what I'm showing here. And this, you know, depending upon what exchange you're using. I'm using Coinbase Exchange. Maybe the numbers might be off a little bit because I'm using Coinbase Exchange. But $1.24, $1.23, they're like right next to each other. And then we also got the 1618 Fibonacci extension to the downside at $1.15 for XRP. So that's another area that might be. That's I mean that's kind of close to what Edible Zombies was looking for, $1.13, and it's also close to the $1.11 that we hit back here in February. So yeah, I mean we got some targets to the downside here for XRP. We got 124 and 115, and then of course 111 was what we did back, you know, a month ago. All right. Let's see what says daily and from the 2.41 high. You think okay? But you think it all leads down to 70 cents? 70 cents, huh? Yeah. I mean, let's see. We got any more Fibonacci extensions to the downside? There's a 2618 saying 86 cents, and there's a 3618 saying 58 cents. I don't see anything that says 69 or 70 cents here. But we do know from previous price action going back into 2024 that we were hanging out at 69 cents for a little bit there. And then also we had some tops here at 69 cents. So I think, you know, yeah, that could be another area, you know, 69, 70 cents. I think I like highlighted 69 because it's just a funny number to have on the charts there. And there's also a little bit of credence to it with the previous price action at 69 cents. So that's what I got for downside targets. Would be nice if we could see XRP kind of bottom out and come back up to higher prices here. If XRP does come back up to higher prices, I think this 50-day moving average could be a problem here at $1.66. That is where I'm now looking for a rejection for XRP. So, you know, if you're willing to take a risk, you know, I don't think it's going to be too much of a risk. You could probably put your stop loss really tight, somewhere below $1.30 here on XRP. But if you are willing to take the long here on XRP, you might be able to stay in that long and take profit until we get up to like this 50-day moving average sitting at the $1.66. I think it might be worth it. But I don't know. You guys tell me. What are your upside targets on XRP? Edible Zombies and what do you think will be the upside target if you decide to long XRP, if you decide to add into your XRP position? Where would you try to take profit, or are you doing this just for the long term? Are you trying to wait for like in the next bull run, maybe sell it XRP at like $10 maybe? I don't know. You tell me. You got a 10-year plan. Okay, so 10 years from now, buying XRP at $1.13 actually makes a lot of sense, because it could possibly get up to 10, 20, who knows, maybe $100 maybe. Yeah, I did say 69. Yep, I think 69 cents is a good target to have on the XRP chart. I would be interested in buying some XRP at 69 cents. I'll tell you that. Why not? You are currently shorting XRP and you got in at $1.35. Congratulations, what? That's it's at least it's paying off for you right now. I haven't really been trading as much this week because I've been busy getting myself ready for my preparations with Costa Rica. I'll be there for about 3 months, for the next 3 months. I'm gonna be trying to live stream twice a day there if I can. I'll probably be doing like a TikTok live stream in the late morning, afternoon hours, around the same time like we're doing right now, on the phone, just walking around, answering your questions about crypto and going over the news for the day. And then I'll probably be doing another live stream in the evening hours where I'll do the YouTube and TikTok live stream together during the evening hours where we can look at the charts and also maybe do some live trading. And let's see what is going on here with Bitcoin. Let's go back to Bitcoin here real quick on MEXC. We're still hanging out near 65,890, which is kind of like near my break even on the long that I got in on Bitcoin. Okay, yeah, actually no, it's a little bit below. I got in at 65,980 here, and we're now at 65,891. And if we go down to 65,590, then I'll probably be out like 16 bucks here, and I'll be stopped out. Okay, but I thought it was worth taking a long here on Bitcoin, just in case things do change for the better here. Let's see. Let's go back to Bitcoin, and we'll look at Bitcoin on the smaller time frames. We are trying to day trade Bitcoin. At least I'm trying to do that right now. We did look at the daily time frame. We did say Bitcoin could come down to 60K and get some support if we're going to drop down further here. And let's see. If we were to climb back up to higher prices here on Bitcoin, I think 67K has acted as support before, and it should act as a resistance if we climb back up to there. So I am trying to take a little bit of profit at 67K and also 68K as well. Let's see. Bitcoin was in what I thought could have been the beginning of a parallel channel, a rising channel to the upside here. However, we're violating the higher lows that we made here, okay, on the daily time frame, and you know, this is not good. Okay, if we close here and then we get another candle close below this, then I think this is gonna get invalidated here. We're no longer in the rising channel to the upside, and this could actually be possibly, you know, for you pattern traders out there, a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder here for Bitcoin, and we know that's a bearish pattern when we see that on the charts, and it could send Bitcoin to lower prices here. Okay, I'm actually gonna get rid of this previous chart work. We did see Bitcoin trading in like a symmetrical triangle back in February. I think that's pretty obvious. You can see that on the chart, but I don't think I need that anymore. And if we just continue dropping like a rock here on Bitcoin, then you know I'm probably going to delete this rising channel too. This little blue channel that we're in right here, or we were in. But if Bitcoin is able to do a Uno reverse, you just never know, because Donald Trump can come out of nowhere and just say something positive to get the markets running up again to higher prices here. But if we get a Uno reverse here, this would be a fake out, right? A fake out, a reverse, and we could get back into this rising channel. If we get back into this rising channel, if we get to like 68,500, I think we could try to play Bitcoin to the upside again one more time here, and maybe we come up to the heart line, the middle of this channel here, which is at about like 73K, which is another area that I highlighted here. 73K is what I highlighted here as possible target to the upside if Bitcoin was to pull itself up together. And if Bitcoin can get past 73K, then maybe we can come up and get, knocked down by this 50-day moving average on Bitcoin sitting at 78K. I think 78K is where we could possibly take profit on longs on Bitcoin if we climb our way back up there. But I don't know. This is looking pretty vicious right here. Solid red body candle. We're not even getting any candle wicks here. We're not even getting like buyers showing up and trying to push this price back up here on the daily candle here. This is looking like the beginning of something nasty here, and that's why I think we could see Bitcoin come to 63K if we're going to be bearish. Obviously, 60K is what we did here in February 6th here, and then of course 52K is the next level if we're going to just lose 60K altogether. 52K is, I have it as 51,900, but we could just call it 52K is where I think Bitcoin could go next if we lose 60K. But let's get into the smaller time frame, the day trading time frames, and I'm going to go into the 1 hour chart here on Bitcoin, see what it looks like here. Still making lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. I think this could look like possibly like a falling wedge. And that's usually a bullish pattern that could send us up to higher prices. But, I mean, that's just an idea. It doesn't mean that we could still drop out of the falling wedge and come right down to 63K. Let's see if we got any anything going on here in the RSI showing that we got some bullish divergence showing up. Not yet. We are oversold here on the 1 hour time frame. We're at 16.6. We saw 16.3 here at 6 a.m. Eastern time here. So if we're not able to see buyers show up literally right now, this is going to probably be even more oversold on the 1 hour time frame. And it's going to be a lower low than what we did here 6 hours ago. So it's looking pretty dire, pretty bleak out there for Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. However, the 15-minute time frame was showing a little bit of hope. There is a little bit of hope here on the 15-minute time frame on the RSI. You can see that we are making, we had the oversold low here on the RSI at 19.45 here. That was around like just before 7 a.m. Eastern time. And then we made a higher low here at 10.15. And now we're currently sitting at 33. We're not oversold anymore here on the RSI in the 15-minute time frame. We could creep ourselves down to like 30. And as long as we don't go below 30, you're not oversold on the 15-minute time frame. And if we come down to 30 and then rise back up again, that's just a higher low here on the RSI. Still showing that there's bullish divergence on the 15-minute time frame. So that's why I was willing to take a stab at a long here on Bitcoin, because we see here using my DeluxeAlgo indicator here, there is some bullish divergence starting to form here on the chart. Let me go ahead and turn on that DeluxeAlgo indicator here. DeluxeAlgo indicator is pretty useful here. Let me just show you this indicator. It has the divergence here, but it also tells you the long and short signals. And we got the short signal last night on Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame, saying that, hey guys, might be worth taking a short on Bitcoin. The long signal did fire up here as well yesterday evening at like 5:15 Eastern time. However, that got canceled out by a signal that said, nope, actually, nope, it's not good. Time to short. And had you listened to that 15-minute short signal here on Bitcoin, that 15-minute time frame short signal, I mean, you would have known that it's time to short Bitcoin, and you would have been the benefactor of this drop that we got. Okay, so this DeluxeAlgo indicator, very useful indicator here, guys, that I have on the charts. It is a indicator that you have to pay for to get these signals. And I got involved with DeluxeAlgo myself. I am actually one of the affiliates for DeluxeAlgo, and they allow me to use this indicator here. But if you guys want to actually use that indicator that basically told you to short Bitcoin last night, and you would have benefit, from it, okay? Then for my TikTok guys, you can go over to Meet Damien TikTok. Oh, this little puzzle thing. Okay, all right. If you go to the Meet Damien TikTok, you can see the link tree there in my bio. You click on it, take you over to the Meet Damien link tree. And the DeluxeAlgo indicator is right there under the Meet Damien Discord server link. You click on that. Let's see what happens when I click on that. But it takes you over to DeluxeAlgo's site here. This indicator normally goes for about $199. It's just a one-time fee. You're not gonna have to pay like $199. But actually, you're not gonna have to pay $199 because if you use my link there to start working with DeluxeAlgo, it's only going to be at $49. You're going to get 75% off using my link there for DeluxeAlgo. Limited time, guys. I'm not sure how long they're going to keep the sale going on for here. Okay? But right now, they got the sale for 75% off on that indicator. And you use that, and you'll get the those indicators there, giving you the short and long signals there, the long and short signals, which I think is helpful for some new traders out there. But also helpful for the experienced traders to like trying to figure out, are we gonna long? Or are we gonna short Bitcoin? Right? Is it time to get out of my long, or is it time to get into a short? And yeah, you would have had that help there from DeluxeAlgo, telling you to get into a short there on Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame. Now, I entered a long and I haven't got the signal yet. But if you see a signal here saying it's time to long Bitcoin, then I'll probably let you guys know on the Discord that it's time to long Bitcoin. At least, DeluxeAlgo is saying that on the 15-minute time frame. But we haven't had that yet. So I might have been showing up a little bit too early. But if we actually start, going up to higher prices here, I think that DeluxeAlgo signal will start to fire off, telling us to long Bitcoin here on the 15-minute time frame. All right. We got DeluxeAlgo actually here on the TikTok chat. He's actually watching the live stream right now. He says, turn on trap indicator, 30-minute time frame, trap short signal at 71K. Uh-oh. Oh, so there's a trap short at 71K. I'm still figuring out the the features of that indicator here. I think I turned some things on and off personally for myself, because you can adjust this indicator to show what you want to show and to not show what you don't want it to show. But if you go into like settings on here, it shows you like all the settings here for the DeluxeAlgo indicator here. And DeluxeAlgo is trying to tell me to turn on the trap signals here, but I think I might have turned that off just because there was just a lot showing here on the chart, and I didn't want to overwhelm myself here with all the useful information that we got with that indicator. But yeah, let me show you guys here the other. So there's two indicators here. There's one here that I have on the chart, and then there's also another DeluxeAlgo indicator here, which gives you money flow. Okay, and this is your money flow. It's kind of similar to Market Cipher B. And this indicator, I also made some adjustments to myself here. All right, but right now on the 50-minute time frame for Bitcoin, you can see that we are getting some green buy dots showing up, and we are making higher lows here on the momentum. Money flow is still negative, so that could be still a problem here, but we are trying to see buyers show up here. Okay, so I see the momentum is trying to push us up, and if the momentum continues to push us up, then you'll see money flow start to show it's curving back up again. Like you saw back here last Friday, going into also not last Friday. So you saw that here going into early morning hours here on Friday. This Friday. Today's Friday. What am I saying? I'm not talking about yesterday's Friday. Today's Friday. Oh man. All right. So anyways, yeah. Higher lows. That's good to see here. That's worth noting on the 50-minute time frame that there could be some bullish divergence about to play out here. We might have seen the lows for today around 10:15 a.m. Eastern time here. Okay, where we saw Bitcoin at 65,600. That might have been the lows for today. I don't know. We could still make a lower low, and also make higher lows on the RSI indicator here, showing more bullish divergence, right? So we just don't know yet. I thought it was worth taking a shot here, just in case we do climb our way up out of here. And you never know. I feel like, Trump could say something later on this afternoon. The Trump administration could release something about the Middle East and Iran that gets us excited before the weekend starts here, preventing us from dropping like a rock. Okay? Because I know Donald Trump pays attention to what's going on in the markets here. And he does seem to be timing the markets with his press releases. So, with Bitcoin and stock market dropping today, I feel like Donald Trump might come in and try to prevent it from dropping too hard and fast. Okay? I just want to make sure I gave you the right information about the stock market. Yeah, the NASDAQ is down 1.4% here. S&P 500 down 0.87%. The Dow Jones down almost at 1%. So they're having a bad day in the stock market world as well. You can see some of my popular stocks that I watch, like Nvidia's down 1%, MicroStrategy down 5%, Amazon down 3%, Apple down, Palantir down, Rocket Mortgage, Tesla. Some of these companies that I follow on my watch list, they are all down in the red too. So it's not just crypto. I see we got DZ in the chat. Good to see you, DZ. DZ says VVV. He wants to take a look at VVV. Okay, we'll take a look at VVV. What says it's the end of the month and it's a Friday, so it will probably dump hard tonight or tomorrow. I mean maybe. It looks like it's on its way to do that. But I'm willing to take a head short, a counter trade on that, just in case, we get some good news to save our butts here, okay? But yeah, I understand why people want to short. The other trade that I'm in is I am long in oil, so, if we get some more bad news out of the Middle East, if they start sending ground troops into Iran, I think that's going to cause the price of oil to go up even more because it let us know that there's not a ceasefire and that things are getting worse out there. So that probably means that oil prices are going to probably go up. Because, like, how can you get, you know, oil tankers out of the Middle East if there's an ongoing battle going on in the Strait of Hormuz? If the United States and Israel are trying to capture territory with ground troops near the Strait of Hormuz, then that's probably where all the bombs and missiles are going to start heading next. And I don't think an oil tanker is going to be able to pass through the Strait of Hormuz while the United States and Israel are going after Iran. So that's going to be a little bit tough for them to do. So I think that's going to cause the price of oil to go up if we see things get worse here in the Middle East. Okay, but if we get a ceasefire, then, you know, oil will probably drop down and we'll probably see Bitcoin and crypto and stocks go up. Seems to be the way things are going for the month of March. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at VVV, because that is a request that we got from DZ over here. VVV USD. We'll take a look at it on Coinbase, and I've seen you VVV talking about. I'm sorry, I've seen you DZ talking about VVV on Discord. Yeah, I saw you. I saw you also talking about it on Porky's Discord as well. Kind of pumping your bags there, right? Talking your books there. It's all good. It's all good. Right now, VVV is currently trading at $5.82. I just zoomed out to the daily time frame here. I have on the charts here, I pulled a fib here from $1.57, which I think is what we were at. Where were we? Yeah, $1.57 was where we were at in the beginning of February. All the way up to $8.51. $8.50 is where we're at here towards the beginning of March. And right now, VVV is just chilling out near this golden pocket, sitting at 586, and you got the other golden pocket number here at 608. So, yeah, we're just hanging on tight here. VVV actually still looks bullish compared to like a lot of other cryptos. It looks more bullish than Bitcoin and more bullish than Ethereum and XRP and Solana and all the other ones. VVV actually in a uptrend and in a rally ever since the middle of February, ever since Valentine's Day, where we had some love shown to VVV here. Okay, all right. So what happens next? Well, we gotta keep doing this uptrend and maybe still make some higher lows here, or else, you know, we're gonna start worrying about the fact that we did make some lower highs here on the candle wicks here. We haven't been making higher highs here on VVV. If I was to, you know, get rid of this Fibonacci, which I'm gonna do right now, I can always redraw it again, but right now VVV is consolidating, and one could say that you are making. Let's see, do I want to do that? Yeah, I think I'm going to disregard this. Yeah, we'll just use it as that. So yeah, we'll just use this as the uptrend that we need to still maintain here on VVV. VVV is still making an uptrend. However, you have a downtrend on the lower highs here. And I don't know if I'm going to just disregard this candle wick high. I think I'm going to disregard that candle wick high, but yeah. We have a potential symmetrical triangle being formed here on VVV, and all this is showing is just showing that you're consolidating. One might call this a bull flag here on VVV. We'll see if it actually plays out to the upside. But I mean, you could try to play this potential symmetrical triangle or this potential bull flag here by buying near the lows of this uptrend, and we're kind of getting near the lows here on this uptrend. You could buy here, right, and then sell when we get to the top of this symmetrical triangle for you day traders out there. Might happen at like $6.90 here is where you could take profit on VVV, and then maybe enter a short at that area and see if you can pull this thing right back down to the uptrend here again one more time at like 590. Enter another long, close out your short, and then see if it, you know, if we kind of ping pong. And then it's gonna have to make some resolution. We're probably not gonna get resolution for VVV until the middle of April next month. But that's just an idea. Doesn't mean it's gonna play out that way. All right, but you know, I know for a lot of beginner traders that are new to day trading, they like to spot patterns because it's like an easy thing to do here. And yeah, I can see it. I could clearly see that there's a symmetrical triangle here, and VVV could possibly be in a bull flag. And if it is a bull flag, right, all you do is just you take the previous trend that you had here, you draw it out like a flagpole, right? You take this measured move here, you put to like where we could break out, maybe out of this symmetrical triangle here, at like $6.50, and if we were to break out, you could see VVV get up to like $11.29, that blue number right there. DZ says everyone wants Bitcoin to go to 50K, and DZ also says VVV is forming a bull flag. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And the other good thing that you got going on for you here is using my DeluxeAlgo indicator here. You do get a signal here on the daily time frame saying it's actually time to long VVV. You got that there on Tuesday, a few days ago, Tuesday, March 24th. Okay, so yeah, time to long. Now I'm not sure. You know, sometimes these signals they work. I feel like they work better on the 15-minute time frame. But the daily time frame is telling you to long VVV, even though you did get a couple of bad days here right now. Back here, it told you to short, but here it didn't really tell you. Like it told you to short, but then look at this, you would have got stopped out of your short because you got like 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of green here, and it didn't tell you to long. That's a little bit interesting there. Why didn't we get a long signal here? I don't know. I feel like this DeluxeAlgo indicator works better on smaller time frames. Let's look at the smaller time frames here for you. On the 15-minute time frame, you got the signals here. They're kind of canceling each other out, but it did tell you to long earlier this morning at 3 a.m. Only then to tell you to enter a short about a couple hours later. Okay, at 5. Okay, so it did tell you to enter a short on the 15-minute time frame, and yeah, we have gone to lower prices here on the 15-minute time frame here. So I like using that DeluxeAlgo indicator for the day trading, for the figuring out the 15-minute time frames and even the 1 hour time frame. It seems to be pretty. It does pretty well on those smaller time frames there. Okay, but it is worth paying attention to on the higher time frames, like the daily time frame and the weekly time frame. That long short indicator, that DeluxeAlgo indicator, does play out on the daily time frames here, but I feel like it works a lot better on the smaller time frames, which is great because I need that for my day trading, right? The smaller time frames, the 15-minute time frame. I like playing on the 15-minute time frame for the most part. I see we got Laureen in the chat, making it more lively here. Smashing that like button. Thank you, Laureen. And she also sent a couple of roses here. I'm sorry, not a couple. A dozen roses. She sent me a dozen roses here on TikTok. Thank you, Laureen. Appreciate that. Let me just flip the camera here on TikTok real quick so I can give you the thumbs up here. Let's see. Thank you, Laureen. Appreciate that. All right. Let's go ahead and flip the camera back over. Okay, so we're back on the chats now. All right. Let's see. So, do we have any more requests besides VVV? I know I've been inconsistent with my live streams, and the you guys are trying to figure out, when I go live and when I'm gonna show up, and sometimes I don't even do live streams. Only because I've been having a busy week, but I can tell you I'm planning on doing a lot more live streams next week. I'll try to go live on Monday. I plan on making that a day off, so I will try to go live from like 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's just that I've been having things happening between like my house. I had problems with the furnace where I had to put a new motor in, and I had to get one of my guys over there to put a new motor in. And just, fixing up and tidying. I also put new carpet in at the house for one of the units. So, like, I was dealing with that this week. And then also, dealing with the rental cars. I had a guy hit a curb and cracked the bumper on one of my cars and damaged the tie rods and stuff like that. So I had to bring the car over to the mechanic. and get that fixed and whatnot, and deal with the insurance companies. So like, I stay busy, and I'm gonna still be busy even though I'm in Costa Rica next week. I'll still be busy with the rental cars and also being a landlord. But I plan on doing more YouTube and TikTok stuff, and I think once I get, you know, a good rhythm going on here where I'm showing up, you know, constantly, possibly twice a day here on the live streams, I think we'll be able to get more people to show up on the live streams. I know it's been, you know, a little bit hectic the past couple of weeks here, only because I've been preparing myself, and then also things keep happening here with the rental cars in the house. But yeah, I look forward to doing some more content for you guys, and I'm gonna try to do some like travel content. I'm gonna try to like show you guys what it's like in Costa Rica as much as I can. So you might see me just doing a TikTok live stream where I'm just walking around and doing stuff. But also I'll be doing live streams for especially during the evening live streams. I'll be looking at the charts here with you guys and trying to figure out, you know, where prices might go next. Looking at the charts here. All right, we do got a request. Thank you, what for letting me know there. Maureen has a request. She wants to take a look at the price of gold. Okay, let me get back over to my comments here and see if I want to make sure I didn't forget anybody else's comment here. I see what said if I can look at Katana Network, looks bullish, but it's slowly bleeding. All right, so looks like Katana did come in before gold, so we'll look at Katana and then we'll look at the price of gold. How about that? Okay, let me go ahead and just write these things down so I don't forget. So we're gonna look at Katana, and then we'll look at the price of gold. And I plan on live streaming for like another hour if you guys are gonna keep me busy. We've been live for about an hour, but I'm gonna try to make this a 2-hour live stream. But then after this, actually today is my dad's birthday, and I'm gonna be going out to lunch with him, and playing some pool. We're gonna shoot some pool. He's a pretty good pool player, my dad. So we're gonna be doing that after this live stream. After I'm done with this live stream, I'm gonna go hang out with my dad for his birthday. Alrighty, let's take a look at Katana. I believe Katana, that should be a cryptocurrency, right? Just want to double check. I think it's showing up here. Let's see, Katana. Looks like I can find it here. It's called Cat USD here on Coinbase. Let's zoom out to the daily time frame. Okay, alright. So that makes sense. I never heard of Katana up until now, and that makes sense because it looks like Katana hasn't traded on Coinbase Exchange until it just started trading here on March 18th of this year. Had a initial drop, but now you're kind of like catching some bids here. You're trying to create an uptrend. And what, yesterday, well, what the hell did you do yesterday? You went up 15%. But I think it went higher than that because you got a candle wick high at like, you got up to like 0.018 pennies. Right now we're trading at 0.0119 pennies. We're down 9% from last night. Alright. What can I do with this? I mean, is Katana, has it traded on anything else besides Coinbase? Because I could probably, if it's been on like, you know, Binance or MEXC for a while, maybe I can, yeah, I know Binance and MEXC, they usually get these cryptocurrencies first before Coinbase does. But it looks like Katana has just started trading on Coinbase and MEXC and Binance. It looks like it started trading here this month, so there's not that much data for me to go off of with this chart. I would probably have to get into the 1 hour time frame. Maybe I could see something going on here with moving averages on the 1 hour. Alright, so here we go. Okay, we're on the 1 hour time frame. I do got some moving averages starting to show up here. You got the white line, the 21 EMA. The green line is the 50. The blue line is the 100. And the red line is that 200 moving average. And you see the 200 just started showing up to the party here in the 1 hour time frame. This shows that we haven't been around for more than 200 hours up until today. For Katana. Okay, I'm sorry, not today. Yesterday is when we saw the 200 movers starting to show up. So in the 1 hour time frame is what I will probably be used to trade this for now. You are above the 200 and you're above the 100. You're having a little bit of trouble being above the 50 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. But this is still slightly bullish. It's not overly bullish. Overly bullish would be, you would have to get above the 21 EMA. The 21 EMA is right above you. I think right now, if you're day trading this, 21 EMA should be your target to the upside at 0.012 pennies here. 0.0123 pennies is where I got that 21 EMA sitting at. I think that is where you could take some profit. Because right now, this 21 EMA is kind of acting as resistance on the 1 hour time frame. It acted as resistance back here at 2 a.m. Eastern time here. And it could act as resistance one more time, or get a rejection off of that 21 EMA. So if you're in a day trade, if you longed it, I don't know if you longed near the lows for this morning, but I would try to take some profit. Right here. Don't get too greedy. You can take partial profit and then maybe keep a little bit in there in case we break out of the 21 EMA and go to higher prices. But that's what I'd be looking for. Right now, my DeluxeAlgo indicator is telling me that you should have entered a short at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. 2 o'clock Eastern time, and the short would have played out, right? So shorting it is what we should be doing here, based off the 1 hour time frame and that DeluxeAlgo indicator there, okay? And you don't have a long signal yet. Usually you would have to see like maybe higher lows start forming, or maybe just a big God candle, green God candle come up, and then you'll see the long signal fire off. But last time you had a long signal fire off on the 1 hour time frame was like right around here on Thursday, about Wednesday night, Thursday morning is when you got that long signal on the 1 hour time frame, and you would have got that long signal, and then look at this, boom! You went up on Thursday morning, yesterday morning here, and by that point, I mean, did you need to wait for it to say short to take profit? No. I mean, if I saw this on the 1 hour time frame, I'd be like, yo, let's cash in on our profits here. And then the short signal came in saying, hey, we're actually not bullish anymore. We're not going to long this thing anymore. So had you been in a long here yesterday, you know, hopefully you took profit here. But if you didn't, I mean, this thing would have told you like, hey, it's time to take profit on that long, and maybe entertain the idea of entering a short on Katana here. Now let's see what the 50-minute time frame. I'm just curious to see what the 50-minute signals were doing here. Okay, yeah, and the 50-minute signals was showing you, short here on Thursday. You didn't get that long signal until you got that green God candle here on Thursday morning. Okay, but yeah, you just gotta play around with the indicators here and play around with different time frames. Looks like the 50-minute time frame didn't fire off the long signal until you literally got that green bullish candle out of nowhere. Okay. However, the 50-minute time frame did tell you to short Katana, and it told you to do that yesterday morning, and you would have been in the short, stayed in the short, and you haven't gotten a long signal yet. Okay, so you can still be in the short if that's what you're trying to do, because on the 50-minute time frame, DeluxeAlgo is saying that you can still stay in the short. You haven't got a long signal yet. But when you get a long signal, I would probably take profit on the short. Maybe entertain the idea of possibly going long on Katana. So there you go. Oh, all right. Let's see. Yeah, well, TikTok is allowing gifting again. They suspended my gifting because I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. They were just being difficult with me, but whatever. I think I did what they needed, what they wanted me to do. What I do now when I start my TikTok live streams is I show my face first, so they know like I'm an actual person, not just looking at the chart. And then I flip the camera to show the chart when we're getting ready to look at the charts. Yeah, I am not suspended anymore. Thank God, right? Yeah, I'm not suspended anymore on TikTok. Yeah, I think they suspended because they thought I was being boring. Like, I was just showing the charts, and I guess I wasn't being, I wasn't showing my face. I was showing the charts, and I mean, I got the music playing, and I do talk to you guys when I'm looking at the charts, but I guess TikTok's algorithm was like, this is boring, you're just showing a computer screen, you're not showing your face, you're not doing a dance, you're not talking about your cat or your dog, so we're going to restrict you in your live stream, which I think is unfair, because, you know, I mean, I don't know, maybe if I was playing a video game, they would be like, oh, well, he's playing a video game, that's kind of interesting, but I was just showing the charts here, and they didn't like that. So now I just, to get around that, I think I just show my face first, and then I show you the charts. That's what I did to keep TikTok happy over here. Yeah, they probably do want me to do a striptease. Yeah, no, I don't know about that. Maybe you want me to do a striptease, Lori. Oh, man. Maybe when I'm down in Costa Rica and I'm walking on the beach without my shirt, you might see, maybe TikTok, maybe TikTok will send a bunch of people my way if I'm walking down the beach shirtless. Oh, that's funny. Alright, so now we're looking at the price of gold, because Lorene did ask for the price of gold. Let's go into the daily time frame, and then, you know, maybe we can look at the smaller time frames here. So gold, what is gold doing? Gold trading at 45.11, up 2.9% today, catching some bids here. Gold had a crazy run towards the end of last year that we all know. We all know about gold going up to like $5,500 here, $5,598 here in January, and that was the top. And then gold kind of made a high here, and once the bears were able to confirm that, they sent us down the lower prices here. They sent us all the way down to close to this 200 moving average on gold. We got down to almost 4,070. Looks like we came down to 4,098 here on gold. They front ran the 200 moving average. This was a good area to try to scoop up gold if you're a long-term investor. Even if you were a day trader, this was an idea to try to take a shot at gold here. And now gold is kind of hanging out above the 100 moving average, catching support. The 100 moving average is right below us at $4,300. And now gold is having trouble getting up to this 50 moving average. You can see the 50 moving average has acted as resistance here. It acted as resistance here a couple of days ago, March 25th. You can see we got rejected near that 4,596 area. So I think if gold is to continue climbing up to higher prices, it might get rejected again. And that 50-day moving average is sitting at 46.05, so we could get rejected at 46.05. It's like another, there might be another $100 move up in price on gold before we get, you know, maybe rejected, or maybe we don't get rejected, but we just go sideways, and then we launch up to higher prices. I don't know. Or we could go sideways and then drop like a rock. Okay? But I think right now, since we're making higher lows and we're trying to start an uptrend here again on gold, I think that moving average, that 50 moving average, that 46.05 is your target to the upside for now for gold. And if we can get past that, then another target, believe it or not, is going to probably be this 21 EMA, this white line sitting at $4,900, which is confluent with this 618 golden pocket at $4,936. So I think $4,900 is where we can go on gold if we can get past 4,600 and do it in a clear and convincing fashion. I think $4,900 is the next target, just shy of $5,000. Just shy of $5,000. Lorraine does want to see me walking on the beach shirtless. That's funny. You might get your wish come true. You might get your. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how things are in Costa Rica. I'm actually going to be staying in like San Jose, which is next to the biggest. That's the capital, the biggest city in Costa Rica. It's not really near the beach. The beach would be about like an hour and a half away. Maybe even 2 hours, depending upon traffic. But if I do go out to the beach, I'll try to do a live stream there. But I just don't. I have to see how my connection is on the phone and everything. Because, you know, they do have cell phone towers there, but I don't know if the cell phone towers, if the signal is going to actually be good enough at the beach. But we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Michael Holly says, can I look at US oil? Yes, I can. And you said US oil, USDT? Are you trading oil, Michael? Are you trading oil on like one of the cryptocurrency exchanges? Because you're talking about US oil, USDT tether. Lorraine, that's like my vacation. But it's also, I'm going to be working and doing YouTube and TikTok out there. So it's going to be a chance for me to build up my my TikTok, following and my YouTube following, as well as a chance for me to relax. I want to work on my health and do a little bit more walking and jogging. So I'll be doing the TikTok streams, walking with a selfie stick while I'm in Costa Rica, and then I'll be doing streams in the evening as well, where I sit down at the computer and look at the charts with you guys, do a deep dive on these charts here. But yeah, I also got a friend in Costa Rica who's working on his scenic tours. He has a couple of vans, and he does scenic tours. And he also wants me to help him work on his business with setting up a web page for his business. So you'll probably see him. His name is Eddie. You'll probably see Eddie on my live streams if Eddie wants to show his face. But I think we'll try to talk about Eddie's business there in Costa Rica as well. Get him some people, and I'll put you guys in touch with Eddie. So if you guys decide to go to Costa Rica, you'll have a point of contact. Eddie does speak Spanish and he speaks English, and he's kind of like working on his tour guide business. He has another business partner as well that is working with him down there. And Eddie did tell me that he would like me to help him with his creating a web page for his business. So that's another reason why I'll be going down to Costa Rica to help him out with that as well. And then Eddie will probably be like my Uber driver. He'll help me get around to wherever I need to go when he's not doing the scenic tours. He'll be able to drive me to wherever I need to go. And I'll probably be going to the gym with Eddie. Eddie does like to go to the gym as well, and so do I. So I'll probably be going to the gym with Eddie as well. All right. Let's see. We got to take a look at U.S. oil. You said US oil, USDT. Looks like we got US oil, USDT trading here. The professional futures are trading on MEXC Exchange. And what do we got here? For US oil, we're trading at $98.53. I feel like this is the trade to be in. I am trading oil, but I'm on currently I'm trading oil, and I'm long in oil on Coinbase Exchange. I actually took profit this morning after we got up to like 97, 98 bucks here. But I still got a little bit of a runner in case oil does go up to higher prices here. And I think it will go up to higher prices if this war continues on. If Iran does not agree to a ceasefire or end of the war, if United States and Israel are not able to come to an agreement, and this war, and we start seeing like ground troops entering Iran or entering the islands off of Iran to try and reopen the Strait of Hormuz, I find it hard to believe that the oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz and Persian Gulf are going to be going through the Strait of Hormuz if there's an ongoing battle going on in the middle of the straits, in the middle of the water. So that could justify the price of oil going to higher prices here. And right now we've seen price of oil has been making lower highs here in the daily time frame. However, you are still making higher lows here in the daily time frame. So oil's been consolidating, and it's like, if I draw this out here, you're still making lower highs here. However, you're making higher lows. And it's just the triangle that I see so far right now for U.S. oil, bullishly consolidating. And if we get a breakout to the upside, I mean, how high could oil go? Just looking at the daily time frame here, we'll measure from like where we were back here in on Friday, February 27th, right before the war started, to the highs here. We got as high as like 118 bucks here, 119 bucks. You take that measure move, you put it to like where we could break out at like 98 bucks here, and it's showing that we could see oil get up to $150, which I've heard a bunch of times on the news already, that we could see $150 a barrel oil, right? That blue number right there. Let me try to zoom in for my TikTok guys. But yeah, we could see $150 a barrel oil here if we break out to the upside. Another thing I want to do here is I want to draw a Fibonacci. See if I get some Fibonacci targets to the upside here. We'll take it from like right there. Okay, so yeah, even on the Fibonacci, you know, if we get past $118, the first target is actually the 1272 at $133. $130 is where we could possibly maybe get rejected, come back down again, or maybe go sideways at $133. But then the next target after $133 is $153. So I think $150 barrel oil keeps showing up here on the charts a bunch of times here. We might see that if things get really bad here in the Middle East. We could see that $150 barrel oil there. Now, there's also another doomsday target here. There is a 2618 that says the oil could get up to like $209. Above 200 bucks a barrel. Which I've also heard the industry experts, when they go on like, you know, the news channels here, they say that oil could get up to like 200 bucks. I think that would happen if the United States decides to, or Israel decides to destroy Iranian oil facilities, and then Iran decides to go ahead and destroy oil facilities and refineries in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Iraq, then yeah, I think that is when you'll see $200 barrel oil. But if they're just containing the fight to the Strait of Hormuz, and the Strait of Hormuz is just shut down, and they're not blowing up like oil refineries or anything like that, then I think, you know, $150 barrel oil could be also a possibility here, and then also $133 barrel oil. Okay, now, you know, are we going to see oil come down? I don't know, and it all depends on what happens. Oil could come down if they say like, oh, we're gonna have a ceasefire, or we're gonna have a pause on attack in Iran, or something, right? Or if they pause, you know, the fighting to allow oil tankers out of the Persian Gulf, that will probably cause oil to drop down, and that could actually happen. That could be, you never know. Any given day, it could just reverse on you. And if it does reverse, I think we can still maintain this uptrend here on the price of oil. And right now, I think, you know, we could come down to $9 barrel oil, which is your 0.5 retracement. But that's also like kind of like where the bottom of this uptrend is like 89 bucks and 90 bucks. So if you see $89, $90 barrel oil, it might be worth taking a long. You put your stop loss below these lows here, these candlewick lows at like $86. And I think you could try to play that. I already bought oil when I saw this drop here earlier this week, when we dropped down to like $82 here. I was buying oil like $85, $86, $88. So I already was, and that's one reason why I took profit right now, because I don't know what could happen next. You know, especially with Donald Trump and the Trump administration, they could say, "Oh, we're actually going to extend the pause on attacking Iran's oil facilities and power plants, or whatever they plan on doing." They could just be like, "We're going to do a pause, and we're actually going to try to see if we can go to the negotiating table and see if Iran will come and agree with us," and that could cause the price of oil to drop right back down again. Or they could be like, "We made a deal with Iran, and they're gonna let like 10 more oil tankers out of the Persian Gulf, go through the Strait of Hormuz." So you just don't know. You just don't know. But if things do get bad, if they put boots on the ground, I think that's when you'll see, you know, $100 barrel oil going into like $150 barrel oil. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Yeah, Michael says yes to that. All right. And if you guys did want to trade oil for my cryptocurrency, guys, there is a exchange here called MEXC. If it does decide to load up here on me. All right. What's going on here in MEXC? All right. There. Oh, okay. Now you want to start working? Oh man. All right. So there's a cryptocurrency exchange called MEXC. You could trade Bitcoin on there, like all the other cryptocurrencies, but they got gold futures, and they also got silver, and they have oil. You can trade West Texas Intermediate oil, which is I think currently trading at $98 right now, or you could trade Brent oil, which is trading at $104 a barrel right now. So there is ways to trade oil here on these cryptocurrency exchanges, and MEXC is one of them. Okay. The other one is WEEX, which I have links for you guys to join. For my TikTok guys, and also my YouTube guys, I have a link on the YouTube channel here as well. But for my TikTok guys, I'm just gonna show TikTok first because I got a lot of followers here looking at the stream right now. But yeah, here on TikTok, if you click on that link tree, it takes you to Meet Damien link tree, and the link tree has all the links here. Okay, don't forget to join the Meet Damien Discord server if you can. That's free to join, not going to cost you anything. But I also got the links to the cryptocurrency exchanges where you can trade oil on WEEX if you want to. You can trade oil on MEXC as well. You can also trade the cryptocurrencies. They also got stock futures. Like you could trade like Nvidia and Apple and stuff like that on these cryptocurrency exchanges. So these cryptocurrency exchanges, they're kind of turning themselves into like, you know, stock brokers. They're turning themselves into like, you know, Robinhood and you know, TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab and all those other brokers out there. But yeah, I got those exchanges here for the cryptocurrency exchanges right here. Of course, there's me. And then also I got my links. I am on YouTube, so you can watch the replay to the to the live stream on YouTube. Also, I'm here on TikTok as well. For my TikTok guys, you already know that. And I also got a Meet Damien Instagram, a Meet Damien Twitter, and a Meet Damien Facebook if you want to say hi to me on Facebook here as well. Those are the links. They're all on the link tree here. And for my YouTube guys, I didn't forget about you guys. If you go to the Meet Damien YouTube channel, right, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Try to get those subscribers. Let's see if we get to like 700 subscribers by the end of April here. Okay. But yeah, let's you know, here we have the link here for the Meet Damien link tree. You click on that and I'll take you over to the link tree where you can join the Meet Damien server, which is free to join, and also join these cryptocurrency exchanges. And I did say you could trade some stocks on these cryptocurrency exchanges. Let's go over to MEXC again. Let's see if I type in Nvidia as like one of the stocks here. Yeah, you could trade Nvidia futures. They have Nvidia perpetual futures, and you can trade it for free. There's a $0 fee here. Okay. So, I mean, are you able to trade Nvidia on Robinhood for free? Maybe, I don't know. You might be able to. But when this thing actually decides to load up, like, oh my god, this is not, you're not doing me any justice here, MEXC, by not loading the chart here for Nvidia. I don't know, maybe my internet's being slow. Hopefully my live stream's not being affected. You guys are seeing me pretty good here on the live stream, right? Let me just click the refresh button here. Alright, there we go. I gotta click the refresh button. But yeah, there's Nvidia. You can trade Nvidia futures here. You know, you could trade the stocks on these cryptocurrency exchanges. They have tokenized stocks here. There's Nvidia trading at $168. Okay, you can do that. And you can do that with leverage, right? 4x leverage here, okay, on Nvidia, right? If you want to do that, you can trade, you know, these perpetual futures, these single stock futures on MEXC. I believe WEEX also has that as well. I don't know if, I could try to check WEEX, see if that's up and running. Yeah, oh, it looks like it's up and running here. Let's see. Are you able to do that here on WEEX? If I type in Nvidia, yeah, they got Nvidia here on WEEX as well. So, you know, it's not just crypto anymore on these cryptocurrency exchanges, guys. You can actually trade stocks. You can trade gold. You can trade oil. You can trade silver. Do I need to click the refresh button on this one as well? Let's see. Let me just click the refresh. These networks are having problems here. Where is this? Oh my god. Oh man, I got logged out. Alright, so I gotta sign back, get onto WEEX. That's what's going on here. But like I said, these cryptocurrency exchanges are now getting more involved with stocks and commodities. It's not just crypto anymore. And you can get involved yourself, you know, if you go onto the Meet Damien link tree, you click on these referral links here. You know, I do get commission for referring you guys. So, you know, it does help if you click on that link. And I would get the referral, because I mean, I showed you guys, you know, where to trade all these assets here. Why not get some commission for putting in the effort to put myself out there and show you guys where the good stuff is at, as far as like trading these crypto stocks, oil, and commodities. All right, let's see. Are we talking about River now? What wants to take a look at River? You say, can you check River with the VRVP indicator for downside, please? All right, I got you on that. And then Lorraine says, after River, can I look at Tesla and Nvidia? All right, I think those are going to be the last requests for today. And then I got to go say happy birthday to my dad and have some lunch with him. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at River, which I believe is on my watch list here. Where are you, River? I know you're around here somewhere, right? I got you here on the... I guess it's been a while here. Oh, there's River. Right next to my meme coins here. Okay. Alright, River, currently trading at $13. Wow, I could have sworn it was at like 20 bucks like a couple of days ago, wasn't it? Yeah. Here on Thursday, we got as high as like $22, and then here at River, we've seen it go down to $12.18. Now, I think I already marked on the chart here the levels to look for to the downside for River. There is a $12 target here. You see that red number right there? There is a $12 target here, which has acted as support back here in February last month, okay? And also here in March, it acted as support, okay? And it also acted as support here in January as well. So, $12. Pay attention to that. That could be an area where you could scoop up some cheaper River. And maybe if you're day trading it, get an oversold bounce off of that number. It looks like, did we come down to $12? We came down to $12.18 earlier today. Maybe we already hit the bottom for River. And you're still making a higher low here than you did back here in March 10th. Came down to like $10.60. You're still making a higher low here, so could be, you know, we could be near the lows for River right now. But I just turned on the VRVP indicator here. Let me get rid of the moving averages for now, so it's not like not too messy here on the chart. But there you go. There's the VRVP indicator here. This is your visual range volume profile indicator. Shows you where people were buying and selling and what price levels they did it at. The majority of people did it here where this blue line is at. That's your point of control sitting at $13.22. We're like right below that. We're right where the majority of people have bought River and sold it at over the last couple of months now. Okay, so this should act as support. We're actually near support here. However, if we lose support, if we lose the point of control, there is a value area low sitting at 1069. That's pretty much that low right there on March 10th at like 1060. So your next level to the downside looking like 1060 to like 11 bucks here is where I would be interested in trying to take a long or add to my spot bags on River if that's what you want to do. And if that doesn't hold, then there is some more high volume here at $9.40 going all the way down to like $7.80. Okay. But yeah, those are your targets. Your near-term targets is 12 bucks, and then also 1060 to 11 bucks here. Okay. Hopefully that helps you there with the VRVP indicator. You did ask about downside targets, and I just gave them to you right there. Uh-oh, what? Sounds like you got a little bit greedy there with your take profits. You know, when you have them, you gotta take them. You gotta take partial profits. And then also, when you hit your target, if you did it like a measured move, if you like, you know, measured out, a target to the downside using like a falling wedge or a rising wedge or whatever, and you measured your target, right? Or if you're using like a Fibonacci level, or if you're using a VRVP level here, like a high volume node here on the VRVP, take profit. Don't get greedy. That's the hardest part of being a trader here. You did all the work. You had your targets. You had you got in the trade. You didn't get stopped out, and you saw yourself go down to your take profit on your short, and you didn't take profit because you thought you could go lower, and it didn't. And now you're round tripping your profits back to break even again. And I've done that myself too. Okay? You wouldn't be the first one to do it. You're not going to be the last one to do it either. I might even do it again myself, who knows. But, yeah. That's why we take partial profits. Even when we got our target to the downside, we still have to take partial profits because we don't know if we're going to hit our target to the downside. There's no guarantee that we're going to hit our target to the downside if you're shorting it. So that's why we take partial profits in the middle of it. Like 20, 30%. Sometimes if you want to, you can take half off on your partial profit. And then leave the other one in there until you hit your full take profit target. In this case, I would probably have taken profit near 12 bucks as well, looking at the VRVP indicator here. But like, yeah, you gotta take your profits, and then don't get too greedy. Don't think, oh, well, we could probably go past my take profit target and go all the way down to this value area low. I mean, possibly. But then you're probably gonna have to wait a few more days for us to get down there. And in the meantime, you're risking losing all your profits that you made on your short. So that's the psychological part of being a trader. There's like two parts to being a day trader, right? You have to understand the technical analysis, right? And understand what's going on in the charts here, and where the long, where the short, where to put your stop loss. Then the other part of trading is also figuring out, how much leverage to use, how much margin you're going to use, how much you're willing to risk. The risk, that is the second part of day trading, and also psychological. You could be in gains and in profit and still mess it up because you didn't take profit. That could be your mistakes that you're making. Is not taking profit when you have profit. Also, the other things you gotta worry about is fear. That today you got hit by greed, but fear. You could also have fear as well. Some people are too fearful. As soon as they see green in their account, as soon as they see like they're up like 10%, 20% on their 100x, long or short, they take profit, all profit. They don't let anything run. It's like higher profits on them. They just take all their profit when they just a little bit above break even, and that's fear getting to you. That's when the fear gets into you and tells you, oh well, you better take some money or else it could go back to no money. Or even a loss. So you gotta watch out for that too. So there's a psychological game to being a good day trader as well. It's not just looking at the charts. It's a lot of work. It's why a lot of people don't make it as far as day trading goes. You have to understand what these charts are doing, what these indicators are telling you, okay? And then even then, you then have to understand yourself as a trader. Understand your emotions. Keep your emotions in check. Be watchful of being too greedy. Be watchful of being too fearful. And, things will start, falling into place where you become a better trader and you're not losing money again. I guess in the beginning, the first part of day trading is preventing yourself from making mistakes and losing money. Okay? Then the second part of being a better day trader is actually just break even, which a lot of day traders do, which is what you're doing right now because you saw your profits. You were up like 600 bucks on your short, and now you're back to break even again. Okay, all right. That's the middle part of being a day trader is like you're not losing money, you're actually seeing money, you're seeing profits, but then you're not taking profits. So you're a break-even trader, which is like the middle part of being a day trader, the middle part of the trading journey. And then the end of the trading journey is when you actually understand all the mistakes you made, you understand what the charts are doing, you take your profits, and you're actually a profitable trader. That's when you made it towards the end of your trading journey. Is you're taking profits when you know you should be taking profits. And then also, you know, you're understanding the charts better, and you're still making, you know, good calls. You can make a good call or a bad call, but you can make a good call, right? And still see your profits go up, and then do a round trip on your bags, and then, you know, that's not really good if you're round tripping your gains, right? So to be a better trader, don't forget to take profits, okay? Partial profit. You don't have to take all of it, but take some of it out. All right, that's enough of that. We did have another request here. We had Lorraine asking about, I think, Tesla, yeah, and NVIDIA. So we gotta look at those, and then that's gonna be it for today. So I'm gonna try to run through it real quick here. Let's look at Tesla, and then we'll look at NVIDIA. And then that's going to be it for today, guys. I don't know if I need to look at Bitcoin again. I mean, what is Bitcoin doing right now? On the corner of my eyes, on my watch list here. Bitcoin is slowly creeping down to lower prices. I might get stopped out of my long on Bitcoin, which I thought was worth taking because we got oversold, but maybe we got to go a little bit further down. Anyways, going back to Tesla, you see Tesla's currently trading at $361. I don't know if you see that. $361, down 2.9% today. Not a good day. Not a good day for Tesla. Tesla topped out here in December at just shy of $500. Got up to like $498. Yeah, we didn't go higher than $498 here. And I drew a Fibonacci from like 288. I believe those were the lows back here in June of last year. Or maybe we got lower than that, but I did draw the Fibonacci from 288 up to 498. And these are Fib levels to look for here. And we're at the 0.382 at 368 here. We're actually a little bit below that, actually. But if Tesla is just going to continue doing a deeper retracement, we do got a 0.236 saying that there could be some support here at $338 for Tesla. Now, I'm a little bit curious. Do we got moving averages that could provide support as well? Could we get some confluence here with the moving? Oh no, no! The moving averages are above you here on Tesla. Tesla is actually in bear market territory. Okay, you're clearly below the highs from last year. I think that might have been the all-time high for Tesla at 498. You're more than 20% below that. And you're also below the 200 moving average, this red line here. So that is no bueno. Might as well practice my Spanish before I go to Costa Rica, right? No bueno. It's malo. Not good. Not good for Tesla. Be below that 200 moving average. And then here, look at this. You lost the 200 moving average last week, I think. March 19th, okay? And then you came back up and you back tested a 200 moving average. Oh no. You back tested a 200 moving average. And just when I said, oh no, I actually got stopped out of my Bitcoin long there. Yeah. So Bitcoin's probably going down to lower prices again, guys. Probably heading down to 65, 63K maybe. And Tesla's also having a bad couple of days, bad couple of weeks here too. So, this is not good. This is what got me worried about Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was doing this back in October of last year, I was like, oh no, Bitcoin back tested the 200 moving average and is dropping. This is probably the beginning of something bad for Tesla. I don't know why Tesla's having bad. Isn't Tesla supposed to benefit from high oil prices? Aren't people supposed to be buying Teslas because it can get them off of oil and onto the electric grid instead? But I guess the electric grid is also a problem too, because a lot of these electric companies, these power plants are using natural gas, and price of natural gas is going up. So when you switch to an electric car, are you actually getting off of carbon emissions and greenhouse gases? Because it's like you're not burning oil, however you're burning natural gas now, because the power plant, the local power plant's burning natural gas to charge your Tesla. So I don't know. And then natural gas prices are going up too, so your electric bill is going up as well. So it's like, are you really saving money and saving the planet when you buy a Tesla, maybe the charts are showing us that that's not the case. And if we do go down to low prices here, 338 is the next level for Tesla. Yeah, which is where you were trading at sideways here back in like the summer of 2025, going into like September of 2025. You were at that level. So I think 338, next level for Tesla. It's only like another $20 below, but still, it's like, you know, it's where we can go next year if it's gonna get nasty out there. All right, moving on from Tesla, we'll look at Nvidia, which I think is also having a bad few weeks here as well. Yeah, everything looks like it's about to fall off a cliff here. The stock market world. It looks like the stock market is about to fall off a cliff because of what's going on in the Middle East here with the war in Iran and in the U.S. and Israel. So here on Nvidia, we're looking like we're also below the 200 moving average here on Nvidia, and we did the same thing with just like we did with Tesla, where we lost the 200 moving average, we back tested it, and now we're dropping like a rock here. And if we do drop like a rock here, I mean, what are the levels to look for? I'm going to use the VRVP indicator here for Nvidia and figure out what levels to be looking for on the high volume nodes here. A little bit of high volume here at the 160 bucks. Maybe that's where we go next in the next few days, maybe next week. Then we got a high volume node here at $145 to like 140 bucks. So mark that on the chart there. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the chart here. $145, next target to the downside for Nvidia. And then you got another high here at $135. This could be interesting areas to try to go long and add to your long-term investment on Nvidia at lower prices here. 145 and 135 is what I see here for downside targets for Nvidia. Let me just zoom in there for my TikTok guys there. 145 and 135 is what I see on the VRVP indicator. And this is data going all the way back. I'm pulling information all the way back to like May of last year. So about a year worth of data is showing that you could get some support at 145 and 135 for Nvidia. What says now you fear taking early profits? Yeah, it's all, you know, being a better trader is conquering your fears and also conquering your greed too. Your greed prevented you from taking profits, you know, when you probably should have took profits. But, you know, now you might go back to being fearful again, and you might be taking profits too early. And that's where you have to look at the, you know, you got to come up with multiple targets, you know, not just one take profit target, but like two or three take profit targets. Let's say we wanted to short Nvidia here, okay? And we're just doing it on the daily time frame. Well, hopefully we're already in the short on Nvidia. But if I was to short Nvidia, right? You know, I would take partial profit at $145, and then take more profit at $135, because there's no guarantee that we're actually going to go to $135. If I went all in, and I'm like, nope, I'm not selling until we get to 135. Well, what if we do go to 145, bounce off of, you know, 145 on Nvidia, and then come right back up to 165, which is, you know, probably where I entered the short, or, you know, close to my break even. I'd be like, damn it, I could have took profit at 145, but I didn't. That's why you gotta take, you know, some partial profits, and then take more profit at 135 bucks. Just pay yourself, okay? And I was just using Nvidia as an example here, and just using the volume profiles as an example, right? Sometimes you might see moving averages below you on like smaller time frames that show you like, hey, maybe you might want to take profit on a 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame here. Yeah, so on the 1 hour time frame, all the moving averages are above you. Yeah, for Nvidia here. But let's say we were trying to enter a long on Nvidia, right? Just give you an example here, and using the moving averages. You're not using the VRVP indicator, but if you're using the moving averages here, you can be like, I'm going to take profit at the 21 EMA as my first take profit, and then I'm going to take some more profit at that 50 moving average. If we get up there, I'll take, you know, more partial profit, And then when we get up to this 200 moving average, that's when I'll take full profit. I'm not going to get greedy because there's no guarantee that we're actually going to get past that 200 moving average. So if you were to long NVIDIA here on the 1 hour time frame, and you're looking for like a mean reversion back to the moving averages here, you take profit here, take profit here, take the rest of the profits here. Don't get greedy. You don't know if we're going to go up to like 200 bucks here or 190 bucks. But like that 200 moving average on a 1 hour time frame says you can take, profit $182 and then call it a day and be happy that you took profit. All right, what says check the previous message. You took early profits on Zcash. On the 4 hours later, you would have been, and then 4 days later, oh my god. All right, well, I mean, you took profits. Don't get mad. You made money, bro. Missed gains is none of your business. Your business is the charts and trying to make profits. And as a day trader, you took profits. Now, if you saw the potential to go to higher prices, if you saw that, you could have made money, maybe you could have took 90% of your profits. Like, all right, let's say, just using NVIDIA again for an example. All right, you could take 20% of your profits here at the 21 EMA. Take another 20%, maybe 30% at that 50-day moving average. Now you took about 50% of your profits, okay? Then, when you get to the 200 moving average, you could take another 20%. Now you took 70% of your profits, and you still got like 30%, just in case we do start mooning up to like 220 bucks here on NVIDIA, okay? So, you could probably, take 70% of your profits and then leave 30% in. Or maybe you could take 90% of your profits and leave like 10% in case you were to keep on running. But I think now you're starting to understand, why some traders, some day traders actually leave runners in just in case, things keep going up. But, don't treat it as all in or all out, because trust me, yeah, you would have made, $2 grand and then would have made 10 grand 4 days later. But would you have really risked that? That's a little bit too risky, because like, what if we came right back down to break even again? Then you would have had $700, but you didn't. Right now you have $700 because you took profit, so be happy with that. Don't get greedy. That's all part of being greedy. Don't be too greedy. But you can leave a little bit in, maybe like 10%, okay, as a runner, so you can actually still be greedy. You're not gonna have like 10 grand because you took 90% of your profits, but maybe you might have like another extra grand because you left it in there as a runner. Yeah. So it's all part of learning and being a better day trader. You're learning from your mistakes. Even though I don't think you really made a mistake, you made $700 on your trade. That's really great. You should be happy, actually. But write this down in the trading journal. Write down how you entered the trade, your stop loss, why you put the stop loss there. Write down your take profit, why you had it, your take profit there. And then write down that the trade kept going and how that made you feel. Even though you took, $700 of profit, you should be feeling good. You probably would have felt better had you had a little bit in there. But you could write that down as, what could you learn from that? What can you learn from that? Maybe leave 10% in as a runner. And then move your stop loss to break even, or a little bit further into profit, just above break even. And then maybe you could have been like, hey man, I made another grand and I only had 10% of my original position in there. Yeah. So congratulations on making profit. Be happy for yourself. And missed gains is none of your business. None of your business. Don't even pay attention to that, right? How many people did not sell Bitcoin at 126 grand? I didn't. I didn't sell Bitcoin at 126 grand. I didn't sell Solana at $295, even though that was the all-time high for Solana. Okay? It's none of my business, because nobody's perfect like that. Okay? So, don't take it too hard. You made money. congratulations. You can use that to go make more money the next day, the day after that. So you're still doing the good there. Congratulations. And I look forward to seeing you on the Meet Damien Discord. If you're able to join the Meet Damien Discord, we can talk about those missed gains and how it made you feel. We could talk about the fact that you made $700 on the Meet Damien Discord. If you go over to you're on TikTok right now, but click on that link tree, or you can just, if you're able to, click on this link here. That's the Meet Damien Discord link right there. But if you're not able to do that, just click on that link on the bio. I'll take you to Meet Damien Discord. Click on that, right? And then you'll be able to see the Meet Damien Discord right here. And let me see if I can show this to my I gotta show this to my YouTube guys here. I just got to move over to Discord. All right, so yeah, this is the Meet Damien Discord, right? I'm not the only one in this Discord. There's other traders here. JR is a pretty good trader. DeluxeAlgo, another good trader. We have a lot of good traders here. Tony Starks, and we talk about trades here. We also been talking about the news lately, but we sharing our gains here. There's Tony up 134% on his 6x short on sign. Cameron's another good trader. He's always up his gains as well. Oh yeah, this must be Cameron here. Yeah, Cameron up 720% on a 50x long on Swarm. That's Cameron right there. So we got some really good traders sharing their ideas here and their stories on the Meet Damien Discord server here. We're trying to keep it trade related focus. We have had some guys talking about the Middle East and politics. And when it gets too political, I tell you guys, do not attack other people. You can say what you want to say. And hopefully it's beneficial to our trades here. But if you're going to attack people and become toxic, then I'm going to have to kick you out of the Meet Damien Discord. That's the rule that I'm putting out there right now on the live stream. Maybe I need to make that role clear and present here on the Discord. But yeah, I do not want this thing becoming toxic. We're over here trying to make money and trying to find ways to make more money. And talking about politics and yelling at people and posting stuff and doing personal attacks, attacking people and calling them stupid or an idiot or calling people racist or whatever happens, I do not want that, and I will kick people out of the Meet Damien Discord if that happens there. So there you go. I guess I'm the moderator for now until I get some moderators that I can trust to run this Discord. But yeah, that is what we got going on over there on the Meet Damien Discord. So that's a way to stay in touch with me when I'm not live streaming here, guys. You can find me on the Meet Damien Discord. Oh no, where's let's see. All right. I lost my yeah, I lost my trading view there. I'm trying to get back to trading view here from my my YouTube guys. But yeah, guys, I guess we'll just have to end it off with that blank screen there. I will plan on going live again on Monday there for you guys. But yeah, that's if you guys wanted to stay in touch with me over this weekend, then come on to the Meet Damien Discord server. Like I said, it's free to join, and yeah, we'll stay in touch over there. But until then, good luck trading, investing, and whatever asset you decide to get into and trade. And I'll see you guys on Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll try to stick to that. Hopefully, nothing changes. I should have free time to do that. Okay, I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care.